All right, good morning. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing today?
Good, how
Good.
are you?
Awesome, awesome. Good. Thank you, Tanya and Yolande. We really enjoyed having you guys with us last week. And Brianna, how you doing, Brianna?
Doing good, enjoying my Puerto Rican vacation.
I see that. And your photographs look lovely. And I see you starting to get a little browner. You're going to really look more like my niece when you get when you get back. I said, oh, she's starting to get dark like me. Very beautiful. Awesome. And so, how are you today?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. You wanted to say something else? So I know I have a habit of over talking.
Right. How's everyone?
Hi, thank you.
Awesome.
Nice.
So what we're going to do is get into our topic for this morning. So it's Monday. We probably have a list of things that we need to accomplish. And one of the things that I am going to talk about, one thing about high achievers or effective achievers, the one thing I notice about them, especially persons who I try to model myself after and see that they're successful, they are usually high energy people. So what does that mean, high energy people? You know, some what we talked about a little bit last week is that in order to try to accomplish something, we have to kind of get out of our comfort zone. And one of the things is hard to get out of your comfort zone because you're comfortable, right? But I started thinking about that. In order to get out of your comfort zone, it takes energy to get out of your comfort zone, or it takes energy. A lot of times people have like dreaming. So dreams are nice because it puts us there, it relaxes the body. And you're like, oh, I would like to be this one day and do that. But then now, in order for that dream to become a reality, now you have to do something. You got to take those thoughts out of your head. One of the ways of doing that is taking the thoughts and putting it on paper. But if you say, I don't feel like doing that, well, it could be it's a low energy. It's like low energy because that takes work, right? It takes work to get to the next step. So, how do we keep energy and why is that important? Now, most of us will agree there's all types of energy out there. There's good energy and then there's negative energy. So, do we have the right energy in order to be a boss? And what is it to be in a boss? Well, do you have to have a staff of employees? I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is being a boss of your life, making the right decisions that you need to, that will put you in the right place, that you can have a high quality of life for yourself and for your family. It's making the best decisions that's going to help you to accomplish your goals. So you have to be in control. A boss with the buck stops with you. You take ownership for what you do, right? You take responsibility for that. Because when you are a boss or when you are running a business, you can't blame anybody because even if you have employees and sometimes people make mistakes, guess what? It still falls with the one who's in charge. So that's how we have to be in our whole life. So we have to be a boss of our whole life. So we want to accomplish stuff. So we need to be high energy. There are times when I know I just want to stay in the bed and put the covers over my head and don't ever get up. I don't know how many people have felt that way. However, I realize that I need to I have to push past how I may feel. And how do you do that? So let's think about it. Have you guys ever felt that way? Give me some feedback. What do you think about that? I'm going to get me some coffee. Some people use coffee to get them going in the morning. What do you guys think about that before we go into some more about what are some suggestions? How can we be high energy people? Or do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. And coffee puts me to sleep, so coffee that's not my help. What I did watch a video a while back, and I don't remember her name, and she was saying when you're not motivated like that, start counting down. If you really want to do something, start counting down in your head from 5 to 0. And then when you get to that last number, like you just jump. I tried it. When you really want to do something and you do it, it really works. I jump out, out the bed, or I'll jump out of the chair. Like I'll just say, get out and then do whatever I need to do. So that's a lot of times that's what I use to get the energy to switch my mind into wanting to like lay back and to working.
Awesome. I suggestion. Why I think that works is that you say you count down, right? You say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you just go.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know what? I think I know. I think it works like that because when you count down like that, that means you're not overthinking. You just don't overthink. You just do it.
That's what I was thinking as well, because I do the same thing sometimes. When I have something on my mind to do it, I just I'm just gonna get up and do it. And sometimes that causes me to not really sleep as well because I know I got to do it. You'd be like, this is on my mind, so you get up even extra earlier when you got to do it.
Awesome, Tanya. Awesome, Tanya. And you said something that we're going to go into. Usually, high achievers they rise early. They rise early. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Thank you. I appreciate that comment. Anyone else have anything on that about that topic? And you said, Yolande, coffee for you is not, it puts you to sleep. So this is not your drink of choice. So this is something, and you recognize that and you identify that. So you will avoid coffee if you need the energy that you need to accomplish something. Coffee will not be your choice of beverage.
Absolutely. It makes me tired.
Very good. So with that said, one of the things that what Yolande said, we have to identify, to be high energy people, we have to identify, one, things that will take energy away from us and things that will give us energy. So one thing that people who are about their business is, and it depends on your business, because everybody, people might work night shift, but you have to be early. And I was I was listening to this person who is very successful in what they do, and it's a statement that he said. He says, when you're on time, wait, let me get this right now. When you're on time, you're late, and when you're early, you're on time, and when you're on time, you're late. So when you're about your business, one thing I noticed with high achievers, they rise very early in the morning. And I know for me, when I started doing that, when I get up really early, it helps me because one, it's a very peaceful time in the morning. And one of the things is that I feel like I can get so much done. By the time 9 o'clock rolls in, or the time I have to get ready for work, I've been able to accomplish a lot of things. And also, when I get up in the morning, for me, this is a new outlet that I have, or what I project, I get a chance to press reset. Okay, how can I be a better version of myself today? Yesterday is gone. So any mistakes that I made yesterday, or things that I can either learn from, things that I might regret, that's in the past. I'll take what I can so I can become a better person. But the whole thing is I can't let my past hold me down. So I have to say, okay, because our past can be a weight. Our past can be a guide. It's like it can be a flashlight for our future, like, because it can help us guide our life. But if we're not careful, if it's too heavy, if it's too negative, it can hold us down. It can zap out. Yesterday's past can zap today's energy. So that's how I look at it. And then I have a time where I reflect, like, okay, let me reflect and let me be grateful for what is going right. And I come to find that gratitude takes the weight off of it. It gives me energy. It's light. Gratitude is a light emotion. Regret over past mistakes is a heavy emotion. So the lighter you are, the more energy I feel for me. I don't know if anyone agrees with that. Does the silence is the silence is all in agreement?
I agree. I think
Yeah.
it's too to what you do is wake up early and have some time for yourself to reflect and stuff. I personally have to work on that because once everything starts moving around and it's like you have barely any time to even like function, your brain's going crazy. So it's good to have like a meditation time almost.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially when you have, you have to look at it. Everybody's early is different. Like I said, if you work at night, your early might be after your after your night shift. Your early, you have to determine what is your early, right? And if you have certain responsibilities, if you have children, maybe your early might be when they leave for school and the house is quiet for that moment. That might be your early. So everyone individually has to figure out what is the time of day, what is their early that is going to promote energy. So that's one thing.
But what I
Now,
found with I'm sorry,
no, go right ahead. I can get to drink some coffee.
with me working nights, I found now because I said I try to set my clock at least for 7. Now, if I go over 7, it's because I'm trying to think and get up and say, let me do what I have to do, because it's easy to oversleep into 8, 9 o'clock. Like today, I beat my alarm. I was up at 7, but I had other things on my brain, so I'm just laying around thinking. So I was like, oh my God. So I know once you kind of get yourself situated when you like with your thoughts in the morning and figure what you're gonna do, because I knew I was gonna do this talk with you this morning. So that was on my mind from last night. So I said I'm gonna get up for that. So I'm trying to prepare some other things because I'm making some transitions right now. So
Mm-hmm.
and you might have gotten cut off because I got a phone call from one of my jobs this morning. So I think that probably knocked you off because I had to answer them in text.
Oh,
So
I
I have
see.
in my brain right now that I have to make a decision on this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
In order to get what I have to get started for my business too, along still keeping my job on the side as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So right now your business is your side hustle until it will not be your side hustle, or your job is your side hustle, or your business is your thing. It depends on it's how you look at it. Whatever you feel that's going to help you, motivate you, and move you. And that's another thing that helps us have high energies when we have a purpose, right? How many people dread Mondays? Think about it. So many people. Why do people dread Mondays? I'm gonna be honest with you. I dread Mondays when I wasn't working for myself or I didn't like what I do. If I love my job or like I like, even though at times business can be tough, I don't dread Mondays. So my energy level is different. But if I am working in a place where I'm not happy and I'm just trading time, I don't think it's fair to my employer for me to be that way. So I have to challenge. I'm not saying that's the right way to be, because whatever I do, I'm a boss. If I'm punching a clock, I'm a boss. I'm going to represent myself to my employer and give my employer the best that I can give. So okay, so that one thing, and then I had to realize that I had to change my diet. Certain foods I had to identify the low energy foods versus the high energy foods for me. Certain things I have to work on that, and getting my mind right. So that has been very important. I noticed because I was, certain things was happening. I'm getting older, and you can't eat the same things, you can't drink the same things you used to. So I made some adjustments with that. But the mostly thing is my mindset and being around other high energetic people and avoiding things that will emotionally drain me. And again, that's like it's like being able to how to utilize my past as a guidance, like they use this you look at your car, so they say your past should be like that your rearview mirror. You look at it for guide. That rearview mirror is very important. You got to see behind you. You got to know when to stop short. And your past, you can learn a lot from your past, but just that I cannot let wear my past, especially for things that even for things that you've accomplished, right? That's in the past. You got to move on. You got to set goals. You can't just say, "Oh, I did this and did this." It's what you're doing now. What Janet Jackson says, "What have you done for me lately?" Right? So we have to have a practical view and we have to be able to enjoy the moment, and then we have and look forward to the next day. That should give us energy. Like each day we get up, we got a day to start over. We get today to be better than we were yesterday. So that gives me some energy. So I'm not going to keep us too much on that, but I do know that high achievers are high energy persons. And when it comes to whoever we hang around, the conversations we have, in our own mind, if they are weighted and heavy, it will affect our energy. And the thing is, I come to conclude for myself, the things that I can't change, I have to leave that. And that's where my prayer, my faith is. And I have that conversation with my God. Things that I can change, like Yolande says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, make it happen. And then the things that is going right, I definitely have a lot to be grateful for. So I want to focus on gratitude. And that helps. And get on the bed on time. Go in the bed on time, get some rest is very important for me to have that high energy to get me to accomplish the things that life is going to throw my way. Anyone got any closing comments before we get ready and start our Monday?
No, I do have a comment on the sleep regimen. That's one of my things, the lateness, because I can't help it right now till I can get this change with this lateness. But that right there is a factor with me to get the rest that I need to be up. I would love to get up in the morning and make it happen, but it just ain't happening right now. But that's one of my goals, to be up at 6, no later than 7. But 6 is good, but 7 to work as well. That starts your day off great, because you can do, like you said, Brianna said, you have your me time. You can sit around and think and do things, playing your day and get it moving.
Very good.
Like the waking up early for me is that wouldn't be a problem if I slept early, and I would try, and I start thinking like, okay, even if I'm sleeping, my body's ready to sleep, my brain isn't. My brain is awake, and that's like my challenge. Even last night, I went to sleep around, like I ate something, and then there's this drink I drank, it makes you sleepy. So I took that, I took like a sleeping aid. So I fell asleep before 8 o'clock. But then I woke up at 1. And I was up until like 6 because I couldn't sleep again. When I wanted to like get a 9 hours straight and then be up and do whatever I wanted to do, that's not what happened. I woke up in the middle of the night, and then by the time I would get up, that's when I'm sleeping. And I can't, I've been trying to like reverse this, but I can't figure it out.
That's
you
good.
Sound on last night. I took a nap early, and I woke up at 9 o'clock last night, and I stayed up till 3. So I was like, and I knew I shouldn't have been asleep, but I was tired coming from the meeting. And I went to bed. I said, Dad, and I said, I knew I was going to be up, but I know that is a challenge too. When you take those early, get to go 8 o'clock, I would never go to bed at 8 o'clock. I wish I could, but it ain't working for me right now. But I know what you mean, Yolanda.
Yeah, sleeping aid. I thought, oh, maybe the sleeping aid would help me stay asleep. Nope, did not work.
I think what I come to find is that when my mind is overactive, it's hard for me to sleep. I mean, it's good to lay down. If I don't have no computers or nothing in my bedroom, I decided not to do that. I won't put any electronic. Okay, let me admit, I do have my phone. I probably need to leave my phone. I need to leave my phone on my desk. But one, I like to have my room dark and cool. But I do find that when I have things on my mind, that affects my sleep. So this is where learning how to reflect and how to meditate and to be able to leave certain things. And it takes practice to leave it where it needs to go. Let it go for that night, so you can be refreshed. Now that's usually challenged my sleep. So I've learned to put my mind somewhere else. I like to listen to the sounds of the water or the ocean. That's why I keep my phone. Like I put it on YouTube, get me a good rain pour or something. That really helps me. And I just take it, or I say my prayers and ask to take my burdens, to give it to him, and so I can sleep and be refreshed. So So for me to learn how to quiet my mind helps me rest. The mind, it could be so many things. And again, it's a practice. The things that I cannot do anything about now, that's where it takes energy and strength to let go of that. The things that I cannot change at this moment, I gotta let it go. The things that was in my power to do, I do. So I don't know if that's a suggestion that might help, but I know that's what I try to do with myself. Wow. Anything else before we wrap it up, guys? I really appreciate all you guys' input and thank you for your honesty. As we could try to achieve these goals, it's all trying to figure it out, learning how to see what works. That's why it's nice to have a network of persons to see what works for you, and then you take it and what you can apply that the outcome is how you could be your most effective self. Remember, every time we wake up, no matter what's going on in our life, we have a lot to be grateful for. We have family, we have our children, we have love. Love is the greatest emotion that will help you get through anything. And guess what? When we wake up the next day, we have a new day to be a better version of ourselves from yesterday. So thank you guys for joining Morning Pep, and I look forward to talking with you guys throughout the week. I know you guys got a lot of exciting things. We didn't talk about that. I know you guys are making good progress with a lot of your business goals, and I'm very proud of you guys, and I'll see you guys when we talk again. All right? Have a good week, guys.
Thank you.
You guys too. Thank you.
All right, bye everyone.